Davino said, as an American, I understand what FSG are trying to do. I hate it and I wish they would spend more money, but I do understand why they don't spend. From a money perspective, they have their hands in too many pots, but at the end of the day, this is how an investment fund makes money. I feel that's fair. The last part of that is what worries me the most. Like, we've seen today that FSG are about to buy into 3% of this company that Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy started. One sec, what's it called? So FSG are expanding into golf with a move to enter a team into a new technology-powered league owned by Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. The financial terms of the agreement were not disclosed, but FSG will hold a 3% stake in TGL as part of the deal. Now, if you take that, and then you go on to RedBird Capital, who, don't forget, bought, I think it was 11% of all of FSG's business interests. It says RedBird Capital, 11% owners of FSG and indirect partial owners of Liverpool, have invested into the Alpine F1 Formula 1 team, along with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. So there does feel like that there is a lot of distractions for our owners. Now, that's not to say that they haven't got good people doing the roles at Liverpool, because they have. You know, we've seen that. Whatever I say about FSG, I will never deny that they haven't put good people in to do good jobs at the football club. You know, they have. The people that they put in to run the club have done a very good job in that regard. But that distraction part, I think, is true. And if you take that, there doesn't seem to be an appetite for them to want to win. There doesn't. They see their value going up and up. And there's something understandable about wanting the club to use what it only makes, but debt isn't a dirty word, and there are ways to structure the debt, and there are ways to allow Liverpool to be a bit more competitive. And we've been told for the longest time that there was a pot, there was a decent pot for this window, but I can't help but feel like it's building to a bit of an anticlimactic end. RedBird Capital bought into AC Milan. No, they bought AC Milan, I think. I think they own the club, if I'm not mistaken. And the AC Milan fans want rid of them already. How about doing what City did with New York? And we're not the only ones. Chelsea have just started this as well. So Chelsea used to have a bit of an agreement with Vitesse Arnhem to bring through players. And now they've I don't know if they've concluded this deal, but they look like they're about to buy into Strasbourg. So Todd Bowley is trying to start this now with Chelsea as well. And we've seen Manchester City, obviously, with their brand of clubs. I know they've got interest in MLS, obviously the Premier League, Australia, Brazil, India, if I'm not mistaken. And I just see that as a convoluted way to be able to move money around and increase the budget of the team at the top of that pyramid. So at least if we've seen FSG go down that route, we'd understand it. Because you think, all right, well, if we're buying into football clubs, we're going to be at the top of that pyramid. Everything's going to be set up to get the most up to that point of that pyramid. But nothing has come of that either. And we were told that was a multi-club model is something that they were looking at. But it doesn't make sense when they're buying up hockey teams, potentially buying into 3% ownership of this new golf venture, looking to maybe buy a franchise for the NBA when that becomes available. It just feels fucking like we're an afterthought at the minute. David said, Jerry Cardinal, Chief Executive Officer, Managing Partner of RedBird Capital, former Goldman Sachs investment banker, I think, if I'm not mistaken as well, David, is the principal investment firm situated in the US that owns AC Milan. RedBird Capital Partners bought AC Milan from Elliott Management at the start of the 2022-23 season for $1.2 billion. Here's an honest question. What do you think will be the deciding factors to make FSG eventually part with their ownership of the club? What do you think will be the driver for that to happen? Because this is something I wrestle with myself back and forth quite a bit, trying to figure out what will it be? What will trigger them to sell? Is it going to be negative PR? Because I've seen talk of another plane going over Anfield at the start of the season. I'm sure you've probably seen that yourselves on social media. A loss of money, said Dusk. That's not going to happen. Unfortunately, mate, they could sit on Liverpool now for the next 3 years, just continuously keeping it ticking over, and we wouldn't lose money. Because the way the football industry is going, there's a projected growth of at least 6%, I think it was, per annum on on football clubs, and I think that's with regards to the commercial partnerships that's expected over the next few years. So I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Jabba said when we're not a consistent top four team. Isn't that kind of counterintuitive though? Because you'd want to sell when you were at the point of being at the top. So that's why, I've gone through most of the things that you guys are saying, but then I've contradicted myself and my own thought processes with like, yes, if we're losing money, maybe they look to sell, but then we know they hate losing money. So wouldn't it make more sense for them to want to sell at the very peak? If the Qataris don't get United, do you believe they come in for Liverpool? Nope. I think if they don't get United, they look a little bit like they've got a bit of egg on their face. Because they were twerking for Liverpool at one point, and then all of a sudden, it was all United, and only ever United, and we love United. And if you don't get United, I don't think they can play that card again. The Sheikh was besotted with the club, or the Prince went to college in the UK and fell in love with Liverpool. I don't think they can keep pulling that card out. I've never seen so much disinformation come out of one place about football than I have seen from Qatar. The amount of bullshit leaks that have come out from that side about lots of stuff. About buying Liverpool, about offers for Liverpool, about United, about deals being done for United. A lot of bullshit. Do you think Qatar will go for another club in Premier League? Well, there's talk that they want to invest into a Premier League club. So, I've seen... The only clubs that I've really seen ever mentioned are West Ham and Spurs. They're the two that I've seen linked to potential Qatar investment outside of Liverpool and United. And I could have missed some, there could well be more, but they're the two that I can think of off the top of my head. What do you guys think? What do you think happens with Qatar interests in football if they don't get United? It could end up being a pissing contest between sovereign wealth funds in the Premier League. You know, obviously we've got Abu Dhabi, who own Manchester City. Newcastle are owned by Saudi Arabia. Qatar, if, let's say for argument's sake, they bought United, you're then just staring down the barrel of who has the deepest pockets and who's willing to keep throwing stupid money for bravado and PR. It's not real. How many trophies do you believe we'll win next season? I fucking love that question. I love that. I love that, Futsala. No fannying about, like, no, what's a decent season? Just straight into how many goddamn beautiful shiny trophies are we winning? That's the attitude. I wish our owners had that same mentality. Well, we're winning the Europa League. I mean, I can't be the only person that in their head is already expecting us to be in Dublin for the Europa League final. I'm so arrogant about it. I'm absolutely convinced Liverpool are going to be in that final in Dublin. Bingral said, imagine how many Champions Leagues we would have had if Real Madrid and AC Milan didn't exist. Well, I feel like with Milan it's alright, because we beat them in 2005 when they were the better team, but we lost in 2007 when I feel like we were the better team. So I feel like we're okay with them. Madrid just have our number though, don't they? There's no denying that one. Like, yeah, there's no denying them fuckers just have our number at the minute. Just imagine Real finished third in their Champions League group. Fuck. Don't be doing that to me, man. I'm hoping, here's what I hope happens. I hope United finish third in their Champions League group, and that the Europa League final in Dublin is Liverpool versus Manchester United. Oh my God. Can you imagine? I'm not exaggerating when I say tickets would change hands for $2,500 easily. That's how much they'd be in demand.